back to my channel. So today's video is going to be me talking about my experience at Generation Beauty 2017 and also meeting Desi and Katie. So let's just go ahead and jump right on into it. I went to Generation Beauty on the 22nd of January. I was only able to go that Sunday. So this was my first year ever attending a Generation Beauty, and I've heard a lot of great things about it. Like, I heard you get a bunch of samples and you get to meet very popular YouTubers, so I was really excited to be able to go this year. The event was held at the LA Live deck. I think that's what it's called. I'm not 100% certain on the name, but I know it was LA Live. It was in a huge tent, and the weather that day was not the best. It was pouring cats and dogs, and it was really windy. I think having it in a tent was probably not the best idea, but you know, hey, you gotta work with what you got. So when we arrived, I did check in and I registered and everything, and then we waited in the parking garage for about an hour and a half. Maybe an hour, I want to say it was an hour and a half. So right when we got upstairs and inside, I immediately went to the Luxie booth first, just because Katie and Desi were holding their meet and greet at 11:30, and I think we got inside about 11. Literally, I was probably in line for about, I want to say maybe like 10 to 15 minutes, and me and the other girl that was standing right next to me, we saw like a swarm of security just like book it towards the back end of the tent, and we're thinking like, what happened? Was there a fight? What was going on? Not long after that, we hear an announcement, and it's like, everyone needs to evacuate the tent and return back to the parking structure. Where we waited a good 2.5 hours. They had everyone that was in the tent go back downstairs and wait until whatever update we needed to be told. Apparently what had happened was, because of the weather, sections of the tent were collapsing and water was starting to seep through certain sections of the tent. We waited down there for 2.5 hours. Security's trying to get everyone organized, and they are playing music down there just to kind of keep us entertained, but when someone would jump on the PA system down there, everything echoed. It didn't matter if like what was going on. If someone just tried to speak using their normal voice, everything echoed, because you're in a parking garage, it's gonna echo. So every time they tried to announce something, everyone that was in the back were just thinking, we can't hear you because there's a huge echo. And at this point, everyone is just frustrated. We want to know what's going on. We want to know if we can go back upstairs, and if we can, when we'll be able to go back upstairs. Because not gonna lie, we were all getting very nervous because it is like 1:30, 2 o'clock, and we're all thinking the same thing, like, crap, like, we're not gonna be able to get our free gifts or use our coupons and get, our free items from the other booths that we weren't able to get to, because the event's gonna close in like an hour and we're still not able to go back upstairs. Once everything got inspected and they gave us the clearance to go back upstairs, they had the early access group go up first, since they were priority, and then we were able to go back up stairs next because we were already up there. 2.5 hours later, we finally go upstairs, and I immediately book it to the meet and greet line because I was not about to miss this. There was no sort of placement or some sort of indicator where it's like, okay, you left the line, here's like your number in line so you can return it back into that line that you were in to make sure that you didn't lose your spot. So now the fun part. I'm back in line to meet Katie and Desi, and thankfully they were very, very sweet, and they pushed their meet and greet back just because they were just as confused as everyone else. So they were really kind enough to push back their meet and greet to, I think it was like 2:30 or 2 o'clock, and Generation Beauty by Ipsy also extended the hours of the event from 3 to 4, which was just the amount of time that I think we needed. Some of the booths had closed and some of the booths had ran out of product, so that was like another thing that was just adding to people's frustration. So I'm in line, and this is the first time that I'm ever meeting a YouTuber, or a very well-known YouTuber, let alone 2 well-known YouTubers, so I was extremely nervous. Katie and Desi then arrived, got set up at the booth, and we just started going through the line, and everyone just started taking pictures with them, talking with them, and getting to know them for a little bit. I don't even remember if I spoke English when I saw them because I was so overwhelmed with like excitement and nerves, and I was just so stoked to finally meet them just because I've been watching their videos and their snaps for a while now. So it was a very overwhelming experience, but you can tell from like my face and my facial expression that I was super excited to finally meet them, and they are the sweetest people ever. They are so beautiful in person. I was just stunned and blown away from their beauty, because literally what they look like on Instagram and on YouTube is what you're gonna get when you meet them in person, and I'm sure those of you who have met them before will probably agree. And they are so beautiful, they're so sweet, and they are the most down-to-earth people that I've ever met. They're just awesome, and they were so excited. They gave like the most embracing hugs. Like, it's not like an awkward hug where you're just kind of doing this and you kind of tap the person like in front of you. No, we like embrace. Like, it was a hug. I feel so incredibly blessed and thankful that I was able to meet them. I hope that I can meet other YouTubers at other events that I follow religiously and that I look up to and that I'm inspired by. But yeah, all in all, I had a really great time at Generation Beauty despite the inconveniences. If you guys are interested in what I got from Generation Beauty, please let me know down in the comment section down below, and I will gladly get that video up for you guys. If you have any other requests or questions or anything like that, you know, leave those bad boys down below in the comment section as well, and I will gladly answer your questions and write down those requests and get those videos out for you guys. I definitely want to give you content that you want to watch. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was like the first video where I actually sat down and I was like talking to you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will talk to you guys soon.